Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hey, hello farmers, welcome back to Mercury Farms where, yep, we're selling wood. I think I was at 70 grand and I've made like 3 trips just collecting the wood that's up there, and then I cut a little bit more. I kind of wanted to get the total I'm at now because that brings us like halfway, I do believe, to what we need to buy this field right here. Yeah, 232. So actually a little bit more than halfway. We're actually just $100,000 short. Well, I shouldn't say just $100,000 short, because on hard economy that is quite a bit. That's like 4 more trips of wood too. So yeah, won't be doing that this episode. I was just trying to get our money total up a little bit. I want to be able to buy that field just to give us more fields to work in. But I'm kind of waiting for our wheat field to be ready for harvest. It should be kind of close. I haven't checked it in a few minutes though. I'm running at ×5 speed, so maybe it has turned over. If not, then we'll just have to wait until morning and do it then. Not that big of a rush while we're waiting for that traffic. We'll just check here. No, it's not ready. I probably could have just checked a little while ago when I was checking the price of the land. And also, the New Holland is up at the BGA. We are selling our silage. That is already turned over. I think I got like 30,000 liters left to sell, and that's about it. So we'll get some more money at midnight. Obviously, we'll have the fee of our loan that we have. So I'm actually going to park this guy right here for now. Yeah, it's looking like it might not be until the next day before this field's ready. Although I do have a couple hours before it gets dark. So, maybe we might be able to get a chance to harvest it before, it gets dark, and then we'll do the rest of the field in the next in-game day, next morning. But let's hop on up to the BGA. I'll see how this guy is handling himself up here. Any more silage you can sell? Quite a bit. Actually, all of it, which is good. Because we're going to need the tractor for hauling some grain. Actually, nope, I need to bring you with, because we're going to have some straw as well to sell whenever we get to the field. That silage there should be ready sometime after midnight-ish. But I'm going to go ahead on down back to the farm with the New Holland and our loading wagon. I'm going to speed up some time here. Basically, we're just waiting for that wheat field to turn over. And if it turns over soon enough in the evening hours here, we will harvest it now. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Well, morning has arrived. I'm just here to check up on the animals. I was going to take care of them first, but if you look at the forecast, there is rain. Rain in the forecast. So I need to get harvesting that field pretty soon. I put the speed down to 1 times because the rain is going to be a little bit off. But I want to come up here, see how the chickens were doing. Our new chicken coop after 1 day. We got like 1 box. Come on, ladies, let's go. But really, I have to keep in mind there is only 100 of them, and yeah, they'll get up there eventually. Our other chickens, if you remember, we sold the eggs the other day. In the same amount of time, this is how many eggs they have produced. So if you add up pretty much almost 1 crate, which is almost 10,000 liters. And we should be getting 4 more cows pretty soon. Another 4 hours, 15 minutes, we'll get 4 more cows, which is good. We actually got 14,000 liters of milk already. You can see our money's up to 170. We did get a good amount of money from the BGA. What's that? Oh, property income. That's from the greenhouses. I'm like, what's that? The BGA, 43,000 from the BGA. Of course, our loan, yeah, $2,000, and of course, leasing fee for the tree harvester. But what we need to do is stop talking and get to work before the rain comes. I hate to say, I'm kind of excited about the rain a little bit because, well, I've only seen it rain once in 19, so. Yeah, and that took a long time on Ravenport for that rain to show up. Alright, so the question is, enable straw swath. Yes, we want straw swath. Please. Turn it to there. Turn the header on, and our modded header is going to get to work. So we should have this done in no time. This wheat here going right into storage for our lovely chickens that we have. I'm going to get the headlands done first, so I can probably maybe set this off on a worker later on. Because we'll be in the New Holland and our trailer transporting right to the silo, which is, yeah, just around the corner. I have a funny feeling this field is probably going to need some lime. That'd be my guess. I don't know if it's been 3 times or not. I don't remember. The other thing I need to take care of today is we got some weeds in the tree field right behind us. And I don't know why I'm pointing over my shoulder like you can see where I'm pointing. That's good. And also I need to fertilize the cornfield over by the house. I do believe I can fertilize in the rain. Probably not the best thing to do because your fertilizer is going to get, you know, moist and clumpy in the spreader. Even though it's covered. Depends how damp the day is. But it won't take as long to fertilize. We should get everything done, like I said, running at 1 time the speed. And if you look at the forecast, that's, I don't want to say a long range forecast for rain, but it's not going to rain for a while, for sure. But that's why as long as we get this field harvested before it rains, and the rest of the work we should be able to do in the rain if we have to. So the good news is by the BGA pricing and all that, so like we're now what, 60 grand short of being able to buy a new field, a nice field. So I may actually go up and cut down some trees and earn some cash that way. I don't know if it'll be this episode or not. And I probably also mention this before I forget. I might have a couple days of no episodes or missing some episodes because I am building a new PC and that these parts should be arriving. See, this video goes out on Sunday. My parts arrive for the PC on Monday. So obviously I got to build it. You know, download all the software that I need. Transfer over some data from this PC to that PC, kind of a thing. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit busy for a day or two. I'm going to try to record some episodes. Hopefully I don't miss a day, but if I do, yeah, that's the reason why. I wasn't ready to build a new PC, but it all started just a couple days ago. I started hearing a little bit of a noise, and you never want to hear a noise coming from your PC. So I took apart my PC, and it turns out the cooling fans on my graphics card, one of the cooling fans is, it's not happy. It's not happy at all. And yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't fail on me until I get the new PC built together. That'd be bad not having a graphics card. So it all started with, oh yeah, so I've been wanting to update my graphics card anyways. So I was looking at a graphics card, then I realized my motherboard is a dinosaur. So the new graphics cards will not fit into the motherboard, so you know, turn like, okay, so I gotta replace the motherboard, and then one thing led to another, and after you start doing everything, it's like, you know what, maybe it's this time to rebuild everything. So that's what I'll be doing in a couple days time. So once again, yeah, so if there's a day where there's no episodes, or if you've been watching like Farmer's Dynasty or My Time at Porsche or whatever I post, there might not be no videos of those this week either. I'll try my best to keep up to date on the videos being posted. Now some of you may think, so are you going to be able to live stream? No, fixing my PC is not going to fix my internet, and it's not going to fix me from watching my harvester get full and destroying some of my crops for the chickens. So, alright, so with that all being said, it's time to hop on out, grab our New Holland, don't even have the trailer hooked up to that yet. Not well prepared. I got so many things on the deadline here. I got rain coming. I got my PC coming. Everything at once. Alright, so I'll hook this guy up. Get back to harvesting here. So many things that we still need on the farm. I would still like another tractor. Obviously the Duke's Far is just for taking care of the animals, and the New Holland is pretty much doing everything else around here. But when I'm doing something like this, like unloading, I would like to have another tractor able to like weed the field right over there. And also, I haven't tried it yet, but I do have it installed right now. Follow Me came out actually probably a couple days now. A couple days ago since I recorded an episode here. So yeah, it's been a couple days. So by the time you see this video on Sunday, yeah, Follow Me has been out for like 3 or 4 days now. Apparently though, it doesn't work for multiplayer. So I'm sure they'll be working on that. Alright, let's fold this guy in. And actually, while you're doing that, please don't turn off my PC. Try not to, unless my graphics card overheats and it does it for me. Yes, it needs lime. Does not need to be plowed. So what we can do, kind of like before, is after we pick up the straw, we'll fertilize the field, put some lime down, and then when we seed the field, there'll be a double stage of fertilization. We'll have to worry about that again. Also today I was watching Silver News, which you can find his link on my page on the right hand side. Yeah, he was talking about the Seasons mod and for 19, and yeah, they're adding crop rotation to the fields. So yeah, don't you know, he went into kind of a little bit of detail of what they were talking about. So yeah, you know, planting certain crops before other crops will be bad for your yield. Planting the same crop over and over again for some crops are bad. So a whole bunch of detail into that. Crop rotation will be a thing in Farming Simulator 19 for seasons. Just like they're adding in seasons when you cut grass. When you ted the grass, you're still not going to be able, it's not going to turn right to hay right away. It's going to be like a time thing where it's got to sit out in the field for a while before it turns to hay, before you can pick it up. Which I like that. Yeah, they're adding a lot of things to seasons, and like I said, they're adding a lot of things that we haven't even told us about yet. So crop rotation was one of them that just kind of, they kind of, I don't want to say leaked it out, but they gave us a hint. And then a lot of people pretty much guessed what it was. I think the hint was an image of like a certain styles of crops. It was kind of like going in a circle, and some people were like, hey, crop rotation. So that'll be very interesting to see when it comes along. But I'm going to get to finish harvesting this field. I'll bring it back when it's time to pick up the straw. And then we'll fertilize it, lime it, and get to reseeding it before it turns to rain. Hopefully. We are now headed to the livestock market with a full trailer of straw. And I probably should be using a New Holland for this because, like I said before, most trucks don't like all the weight just on a trailer hitch, and it's lifting my front end up just a little bit, so it makes it hard to steer and it pushes it around. But I took it because it was going to be faster, but actually it's probably slower. But anyways, we're here to sell our straw because we got plenty of it in storage. We ended up getting about 34,000 liters of wheat off that field, so our chickens will be set for a while. So let's get a little bit of cash here. Every little bit's going to help. And while we're over here, I will be making another trip, obviously. $3,000 worth of straw. We can kind of see, I don't know if there's a way out of here, But just to the right is what we will be buying next once we get another $70,000. Yeah, I haven't been up through this path before, so I'm going to assume there's an exit up here somewhere. So the spaghetti fields, right there, right with the trees, is what we will be buying. But obviously we'll just make it one big field. I was trying to see, I also want to come up here because I want to see why this field just to the right of us is expensive. And I probably shouldn't have brought the truck up here, because is there a way out anywhere? Bueller? Yeah, I know I'm on a path that's made for horses. Alright, so yeah, don't take a vehicle on the horse path unless you want to cut down some boundaries. Great. And back at the livestock market with all the rest of the straw from that field. After I made a big circle. So basically if you take this riding path, it brings you right up to the forest that we're cutting down. So kind of a ways up there. Not too bad. So we end up getting probably pretty close to, what, $6,000 worth of straw off that field. And we will turn around in here and head on back out. Time to grab the New Holland, get our fertilizer spreader on the back. We'll spread fertilizer on the field and then head on down to the cornfield by the house. Give that field a second stage of fertilization. Then, of course, we'll spread some lime on the field we just harvested and then start seeding it. And maybe get to do some weeding today as well. And yeah, get it all done before the rain comes. That's my goal. I think our loading wagon might need a good rinse off. I'm not sure what that is sticking through. Is that like a backup light? Never noticed that before. Yeah, that's looking much better. And of course, while we're here, spray off our truck. And we show this Parker right over here for now. And now we get to see if I even got fertilizer in the spreader. I'm pretty sure I got some, but the question is how much. Quite a bit, actually. I'm probably going to be okay to do the fields here. And no GPS, we're just going to wing it. And hopefully I cover it well enough. I may do it on the cornfield, though, because it's going to be hard to see when corn hits the first growth stage. It's not tall, but it's going to be hard to see the ground, to see the color change of the texture of the ground, to see where I've been. And I'm thinking we're going to be putting some soybeans in this field. Sounds good to me. Be a nice little profit in a couple days. I think we did canola, then wheat, so now we'll put soybeans in this field. Alright, so now we'll just take a quick look at the map. Once it wants to update there. Yep, looks good. So now we're going to head on down to the cornfield. Like I said, set up GPS. We will fertilize that field. The tree field already has a second stage of fertilization on it, because we're doing this. We did the same thing in that field as we're doing to the one now, as we fertilized it, then limed, and then seeded. Alright, GPS is all set up so I can be stupid and not screw it up somehow. We shall see. And we do have to come over here probably next episode with the stump grinder, tree stump grinder, so we can take care of the trees that we cut down, because we need to expand this field. Oh, in the next in-game day, probably it's going to be. That's when this corn will be ready, so we'll cut the corn. The field will need to be plowed, and of course we're going to expand it, lime it, do everything we need to do. I think by doing what we're going to do, it may increase the field size by like 30-40%, which is, you know, a pretty good chunk. And that's going to help us out financially in the long run. But really, once we buy the field just above the livestock market, that is a pretty big, decent sized field for us. So yeah, we need to get that field bought, up and going, and then everything will be really good from there on out. The good news is, like, you know, our loan isn't too expensive to worry about. And at some point, really, we could sell the forest land. I think that was pretty close to 70 grand. I'm kind of arguing with myself, do I really want to go up there and replant trees? Like you really should. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. See how the Let's Play plays out. I'm just going episode by episode. Alright, so we are done with the fertilizer spreader. As I clip a fence post there. Now we'll grab our lime spreader, which should have... I was going to say it should have a good amount of lime in it, but I think if I remember when I limed that last field, that almost used the entirety of that, so I may not have enough lime in there. We're about to find out. Not that lime is too expensive, but, you know, we're trying to save the cash. Yeah, I don't think it's going to quite cover it. So, we'll fill her up. It's not like it won't be used. Fill it up, put some lime in that field, and then get to seeding the field. And I'm probably going to wrap up the episode there. I'll probably weed this field off camera because, well, you can see the situation that it's in. It's not... If you remember when I seeded the field, the weeds came in. So I took care of the weeds that were there, because if I waited until these weeds kicked in, then these would have been in stage 2. And I really don't have nothing for stage 2 of weeds right now. Let's go ahead and get this lime put down. No GPS for this. Just eyeballing it. Well, it's easy to eyeball. You can see it, but free-handing it, whatever. We're going to put the lime down, so we can get this field turned around pretty quick. Like I said, I would like to get. I mean, like I said, the rain's there. I don't think it's going to come until like the noon hour. Be my guess. One small strip to go. And yeah, I'm glad I topped off the lime spreader, because we are just pretty much getting to what we had in the tank. So it would have been awfully close if I could have finished the field or not. I'm thinking not. But, like I said, it doesn't matter. We're going to use this lime anyways. We know that cornfield needs lime. Especially when we expand it. There we go. Now we can put this away. Snug as a bug in a rug. Now we'll just grab our seed roll. I'm trying to think. I think the seed roll is going to be okay. It should be a little low on the fertilizer, but I think we're okay. Soybeans, that's what we want. Now that I got my seed roll out, don't know how many of you saw the video yesterday of Kaz 64's Hawks Bay or Hawkeye's Bay. Like I said, it looks like a really good map. I may actually be giving it a try on here. I may do some of those videos like on the weekend. So like Mercury Farms could be like a Monday through Friday, and then Hawks Bay like on the weekend. Not quite sure yet. And if I do it, I'm not sure how I want to do it. I don't know if I want to be on hard economy or just play on easy and just, you know, buy everything and use some of the bigger equipment that we haven't quite used yet. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, I got bigger fish to fry this week of getting my new PC built, up and running, transferring data all over. It's going to be a busy week. Yeah, I'm hoping that the noise of my cooling fan on my graphics card cannot be picked up by the microphone. I don't think it will be, but right now it's rattling pretty darn good. Which in a way for me is a kind of a good thing, because that means it's actually running. So when the noise sometimes quit, I'm like, that means the fan may not be running and my graphics card's going to get hot. Yeah, so if you hear like a little bit of a rattling noise in the video, that's just the fan, my cooling fan. Yeah, we should be fine on the fertilizer for this field. Get these soybeans in. And like I said, we're only 70 grand off from being able to buy that field over there. And of course, you know, every time we buy a field, it's a great welcome to the farm, because that just means more income. And I would like to really expand this field pretty soon, because that little cubby hole on this field right down there is starting to bother me a little bit. Every time I got to go in there and just turn around, my equipment is just a little bit too big to be in that tight of a spot. I'm hoping when I get to the other end of the field and I turn around that this is wide enough to cover that strip. I think it's going to be. Nothing like doing a field and having like a narrow strip left over and you got to make a whole run for that. That's where probably GPS would have helped me out a little bit, because I do overlap. The one thing I did notice, and I didn't think this was a thing, but when the seed drill is not on the field, it still uses fertilizer. I did not know that. It looks like, oh no, I'm going to have like a little strip here and there. Alright, so if I got to come back for a little strip, let's make sure I get all of it. So this field should be double fertilized now, with beautiful soybeans. I do love this real dirt mod, how our tractor and seed drill are turning white from the lime. I do wish though that the color wouldn't change as fast. It's like the second I get on dirt, I mean it pretty much, the white's already gone off the vehicle. I wish it would just stay on just a little bit longer, transform a little bit slower. But overall, love that mod. And it's going to be fun to see, like when seasons comes out and winter comes, the snow is actually going to pile up on your vehicles and equipment. Yeah, I'm expecting seasons maybe not coming out until like late May, early June, be my guess. Don't go by me. I really have no clue. I'm just guessing there. Alright. So most of our fields are taken care of. Just the weeds a little bit behind us. Let's just double check here. Yep, double fertilized. I did miss a little spot with lime there, but whatever. This does need lime, but double fertilized. This field up here is double fertilized. Like I said, I just got to take care of the weeds. But one more last thing we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to go park this up. And I'll meet you up at the animal farm. And clean out our animals. Like I said, off camera, I'll take care of the weeds. And I may do just a little bit of lumbering to get our money up there. So when we start next episode, we can have enough cash to buy that field over there. Alright, the new chickens go first. Yeah, I'm up on the platform. I need to smooth this land out. Need to do some landscaping up here. Probably easier if I actually get up here than trying to come up that little bit of a... Doesn't look like much, but it's enough to throw the bucket off for sure. Not that I'm good with a bucket anyways, but... all that for 100 liters of chicken feed. And hopefully eventually we start getting more boxes of eggs over here. I thought they would have produced more than one box overnight, but maybe the chickens are stressed out for the move. Alright, this chicken pen is doing wonderfully. I mean, we just sold those, like I said, sold those eggs yesterday. We almost got one complete full pallet in total. But then again, there's a lot of chickens in there. And of course our cows will be next. And at some point I would like to put a silo over here, so when I pick up this silage, I can put it right into the silo. That's angled too much. Because putting it into their trough is not really doing us much at all, because they're not really eating it unless we run out of total mix rations. So how many? I think I said 4 hours for another set of cows ish. 3 hours actually. So when they come, yeah, this will look a little bit worse. We may have to take care of the cows in the next episode. Fill them up with some total mix rations, but the animals are all clean. Our fields are pretty much good. Like I said, I'm just going to weed that field in between episodes. And maybe when it's raining in the afternoon, I'll maybe cut down some trees. Because we're just $70,000 short of being able to buy this field right over here. Right over here. That'll be one nice big field for us to do. Does that count? No, that horse path is like right here. So that horse trail that goes up along here brings you right up into our forest area. Actually brings you right up into here. But that is going to do it for today, guys. We have made some progress today. Got some money at midnight. We got enough chicken feed for a while, and now that field is going to produce us some cash with the soybeans that we got into it. And we're going to have some cows in a couple hours. So yeah, beginning of next episode, we'll have 44 cows instead of 40. These chickens right here, I wish they would speed up the process a little bit. I mean, one box, ladies. One box. And like I said, these ladies over here are doing wonderfully, but then again, there's a lot more chickens over here. Yeah, we're almost at one full pallet. Actually, we are at one full pallet if you add it all together. So yeah, so that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time on Mercury Farms. But until then, have a good one.